Boxed in by blunt, angular buildings was a stone medieval church with Gothic, stained-glass windows. It was like the chapel at school, but the steeple was larger and taller. The church on the website. The other buildings had been airbrushed out. Unbelievable.
"That's unusual,"
said Hugo. Sad. The lone survivor of a concrete massacre.
"Over there."
Hugo was pointing at something above an arched window at the near side of the chapel. Half concealed by a buttress was a carving, attached like a gargoyle, but it wasn't a devil or grotesque figure. Two young faces looked in opposite directions, the back of their heads touching. The identical faces could have been male or female. Sophie walked closer, stood on tiptoe and touched it. The lines of the carving were confident and flowing, executed with real skill. For a moment, the church shimmered. There, but not there. Like a mirage. Feeling dizzy, she took a slow breath, and the air tasted fresher, like a rain-swept draught into a dusty room. Summer smells. Grass and pollen.
"Are you okay?"
Hugo was regarding her with concern. "I'm fine. Shouldn't have skipped breakfast." Curious. At school, he'd rarely deigned to speak to her. They walked past the church and downhill, through a maze of square, two-story buildings, the path levelling off as they drew nearer the tower block. No one seemed suspicious about Charlotte. Sophie had Googled invisible illnesses, memorised a convincing lie, but few people would be crass enough to interrogate a stranger about a disability. English reticence plus political correctness. Result?
"Must be somewhere to practice cricket,"
said Hugo.
"A pitch."
You think? A cricket pitch here was as likely as a magic garden. But his doomed quest didn't affect her. She'd always been baffled by the appeal of cricket, with matches lasting whole days. Could have played at school. The mixed team had been quite good, but she'd been happy with kickboxing and javelin. She paused, wheeling the suitcase to brush an annoying strand of hair from her face. The sports complex looked cool on the website. Maybe she could do kickboxing. Javelin was impractical, required a field.
"They'll have cricket nets. Better than nothing."
Hugo opened a door at the base of the tower block and went in. Above the doorframe, Students' Union and Accommodation was signed in red, bulky letters. Sophie followed with a skittish Charlotte. Beyond a convenience shop was a huge hall that took up most of the ground floor. Despite its size, it was as crowded and stifling as reception. Charlotte pulled back towards the exit. She loved her day trips, exploring wind-swept beaches or the quiet gardens of stately homes. This hectic space was downright scary.